Released about a year and a half after the Robot Story series, Team B is the next series that brings new hope in developing and expanding the Go Robots universe. If the Robot Story series tells stories of pure robots where all the audience sees is the actions of the machines like in the game, so the Team B series focuses on legendary pilots and stories revolved around them, less visible about the robots. The Team B series is invested and produced with higher quality content in all stages such as story development, dubbing, and output product released on multiple platforms because this series is produced in audio format. The visual scenes only appear briefly at the beginning and the end of each episode. So let's explore this series to explain why they are invested and produced with higher quality with MyHoGamer. And note that what I am about to say next will reveal the entire content, so I suggest you listen to all 6 episodes before watching. Or if you don't care about spoilers or don't have time to listen to all of them, join me in Team B, a Go Robots story.
Team B, a War Robot story. New episodes coming weekly.
A team of 5 members, Linda Kano, Anaf Poe, Ash Skarsgård, Louis Duncan, and Abmida, work together when they are hired to carry out a mission to steal a shipping container from a warehouse of a small colonial lab division of the Icarus Corporation on Earth. Linda and Louis are the gun warriors of the team. Ash is professionally trained to be a real assassin. Anaf is a high-tech expert, and Abmida is a robot that has been sent all the necessary data of the mission in Word and sent down by the superior headquarters to assist the team by analyzing the situation and coming up with tactics with exact ratios and numbers. And it seemed that this would be an easy mission when just getting in and out as far as the wind, and based on their superior combat experience having done a dozen similar missions together before, the result was completely opposite. After successfully obtaining the item and leaving the warehouse, the group is attacked and they split into different subgroups. Anaf goes with Ash at first, but Ash quickly disappears, and Anaf reunites with Louis. Abmida splits, and Linda is the one holding the previous stolen crate, but a bit of an accident occurs and breaks. She is forced to abandon the crate and quickly withdraw from the factory with her robot shell. But then, due to the heavy damage, the robot exploded and Linda had to quickly get out of the robot so as not to be burned. She quickly ran away empty-handed, but it seemed that her life was most important right now, and met Louis a little later. The two continue to reunite with Anna and Abmida. The group hit at a nearby location to recuperate, talking for a long time, communicating with all kinds of high-tech devices, but still no reply from Ash. At first, Anna thought that Ash was dead, but Linda immediately dismissed this possibility because she thought that Ash was very professional. And Anna thinks that Ash betrayed the group by leaving him alone at the power plant, taking his share and running away. But Linda continues to deny because that is not Ash's way of playing. Ash will put a few bullets straight in the head, but never plan such destruction. And after talking for a while, Linda decided to get up and scout around, and suddenly a voice rang out and pointed a gun at her after walking for a while and saying, "Don't move."
Huh. There does seem to be a lot of close combat damage.
Don't move.
Ambushed in battle, but Linda quickly used martial arts to restore the guy and gain control. Turns out That person was Ash. Asking questions revealed that Ash had been in this area for a long time and seemed to have overheard the conversation of the other four. He doesn't seem to mind enough when he concludes that Ash is a traitor without any proof, even though Linda has tried to speak well and protect Ash in front of everyone. The two stood talking for a while, and Linda brought Ash back to join the group, thinking that he would be warmly welcomed when he returned alive, but actually no one bothered to talk to him. Louis is said to be the main chef of the group when he brings kitchen utensils and some dishes to cook on every mission. That was funny, and Anaf still insists that Ash is a traitor and suspects him. Because Admiral is a robot, it has very detailed and specific calculation about Ash, such as a 48.359% chance of betraying the group and a 32.671% chance of dying on the battlefield. And according to Ash's explanation, at that time he was followed by 4 phantom robots, so he had to lure them away to keep the group safe. And before that, he also helped Arnav successfully return to the Ravana robot control room to escape from them. They argued for a while and then discovered a hidden clause in the contract with her employer that if one of the members messed up the plan and led to failure for any reason, they would not get a dime from the deal. Desperate and helpless when they lost everything, they were curious to know what was in the box, but unfortunately, none of them know the answer. And during the meal, Arnav and Ash constantly quarreled and argued back and forth, especially according to Admiral's calculation. Arnav is a fresh graduate with a young face but has the highest survival rate in wars, up to more than 95%, the highest person in the group, and Ash is the opposite when the percentage is just over 67. Then everyone took turns sleeping and guarding, resting until morning. At 7 a.m. the next morning, everyone woke up in a panic due to Admiral's alarm. They realized they are weak and stuck in a foreign land. The group tries to contact the superior headquarters in various ways, but there is no response, and so the group decided to stay there for a while longer. They decided to sit down and dissect every little detail, going through many days to find out who set them up and ruined the plan. During the break-in in the warehouse, everything went very smoothly. After Ash knocked out the security system of the warehouse, the other members quickly entered the room. Everyone scouted around and discovered 1-ton box that they were about to steal lying on the doorstep. Linda controls the cell robot and successfully brings out the crate, but as soon as they reach the door, another group disguised themselves and attacked Linda's group. Due to a sudden ambush, a massive gunfight, and the box weighing more than a ton, as well as the robots of the friend group that were created not to be carried. Linda lost the crate. Louis decided to stay, covered for Linda, and they had to struggle to get out. Due to the great firepower of the enemy, the shell robot was also broken and caught fire. Admiral then took the data from the black box in the Scorpion robot and compared it with what Ash said earlier, and he was being chased by the group of robots, which was completely wrong. It turned out of the total of 9 robots operating in the warehouse, only 2 were chasing Ash, not 4. People continued to suspect and question him. Turns out, Ash did a trick by exaggerating it. Ash asked Arnav about the black box in the Ravana robot that Arnav took out earlier, but Arnav did not say why he took it out. He only mentioned that inside the box contained some private secrets. Annoyed by Arnav's insistence on hiding, Ash immediately pulled out a gun and threatened him to reveal the secret inside the box. Linda and Louis stood up to stop them and everyone came down. The party then received word that they have been exposed, that they have infiltrated the base facility, stolen some weapon technology, and insisted. Now, pictures of the group have been leaked and are all over the articles. It was then that Ash revealed that he was the one who successfully retrieved the crate after Linda left it behind in battle. Ash explains that if inside the crate is a superpowered weapon, he wants to be the one who holds it in his hand in case something bad happens. And he thinks that if they have obtained the item, it is considered to have completed the task, and the superior headquarters must rescue them to get the crate. Ash said that he was hiding it in the back of his robot not far away, and the group decided to go there to open the crate for what he had to risk, despite the objections of Admiral that the opening the crate is not part of the contract and it could be risky for the group, but the other four don't care. And after struggling for a while, the crate was finally opened, and what was inside was some kind of machine, and it was an MRI scanner according to Arnav's experience when he had used the same thing before. Then he discovers that the machine is completely broken and that it is not the super weapon Ash had previously expected. According to Arnav, that machine only cost about 450 AU and 30 AU per part at market price. Then the group discovers that they are Team B and that they were hired to risk their lives to raid the warehouse to steal such a shabby machine just to distract the security department there and have another group enter the other side and steal something more valuable. After thinking for a while, Arnav remembered that at the same time he hacked into the warehouse system and was about to exit. There was also some other anonymous operation being carried out, but Arnav thinks it's just a few employees of the warehouse logging into the system and he logs out, deleting his entire activity without checking who the other group is. Then suddenly, Linda linked the stories and found a strange thing about Arnav. How can a tech-savvy player control the robot masterfully and fend off the enemy robots? Ash immediately thought Arnav was double-armed and pulled down his gun just in case. But actually, no, Arnav Poe is this guy's real name, but he uses the name Jack Jaw during his entire career. Arnav is an expert in the field of electronic engineering. He is very good at his professional and not as immature as his appearance that Ash has always underestimated. Arnav is very active in the field of robotics but does not have to sit in the cabin and fight on the battlefield. On the contrary, he specializes in upgrading and improving technical parts, making robots more even powerful. And about a year ago, he was hired by a commercial team to upgrade their robot Ravana, but due to some friction, hiring them to work was just an excuse. They waited until Arnav completed the task and then took action to eliminate him. But fortunately, Arnav realized in time and used their robot Ravana to counterattack. He's not too good at combat, but because he has installed some mechanical parts, controlling the robot has become much easier. In the end, Arnav defeated the enemy and retained the Ravana ever since, because the contract is still valid and the account named Jack Jaw is frozen. The guy returns to his old name, and Arnav paints Ravana in a new paint and does less work than he can to avoid being noticed. Since the robot Ravana had saved him from that group of killers and had never tested the robot like this, Arnav became interested in practicing robot driving so enthusiastically that one time he almost fell out. He loves the Ravana robot, considering it his best friend, and all that process is recorded by Arnav in the robot's black box. These are all his personal memories, so when Ash asked, he didn't want to reveal the contents of the box. Struggling because he couldn't find a way out, Arnav came up with an idea to infiltrate Admiral's data to find clues about the superior headquarters because he thought they were not the kind people when he placed the group in a risky situation. The group immediately agreed except for Louis at first, but later changed his mind. While infiltrating the Admiral system, the electric current from the robot emitted knocked Arnav and shocked his body half-life. The app-meter's head opens and magnifies the projection of a man wearing a mask and smiling.
Okay, I've got the main panel unscrewed. App-meter, can you feel when I wiggle this wire?
Please don't do that again.
Sorry, okay. There's a failsafe here. I should be able to bypass this if
Arnav!
It turned out that the man was the one who hired Team B to steal the MRI scanner to distract the security guard of the warehouse. All of the group's actions were well understood by this man through app-meter, and he blamed everyone for opening the box arbitrarily. And he didn't forget to praise the group for successfully making the ship sacrifice so that he could get the real item from that establishment. Moments later, the sirens sounded, and the Icarus Corporation discovered their hiding place. The masked man quickly said goodbye and asked everyone to find out where he was to escape Icarus and give the app-meter to the team as a souvenir. All exits seem to have been blocked. Outside are 2 Ares robots, 4 Phantom robots, and the 2 or 3 robots that app-meter cannot identify. They were forced to use a lifting shaft to fall. Louis went with Arnav and app-meter, then Linda went with Ash. Arnav then devised a plan to hold the enemy by using the Ravana robot to the edge and combined with the lift shaft to block the doors, prevent the enemy from getting too close, and then he let the robot stay there and jump down with Linda and Ash. Everyone tries to convince Arnav to drop this plan, but the robot parts inside are failing, and in order to bring Ravana back to life, it is necessary to repair the entire robot, but that is not possible at that time. The 3 successfully jumped down and reunited with Louis and app-meter. They went through a tunnel and were led to an abandoned hangar. Unexpectedly, this aircraft is pre-charged with energy to prepare for the next flight. Taking the opportunity, the group of friends used the engine starter and safely flew out of the Earth to meet the superior headquarters who employed them for the past 48 hours.
Okay then. Let's go and have a face-to-face meeting with our employer.
So yeah, to sum up, between Robot Stories and Team B, I consider the Team B series excellent and more fulfilling in certain aspects. It makes me more excited every time I listen to an episode, and that's what pulled the success back, because this series is released in audio format, not video, image, or photo. So this will lose a number of viewers, and including me when the first episode came out. But when I finished listening to the first episode, I was completely appealed to it and waited for the 5 weeks in a row to hear the brand new episode. That said, it's not that the Robot Stories series is bad. It's like an opening and stepping stone for the Team B series to shine. And another good point is that you can fully enjoy this series even if you have never played or do not have much knowledge about the game. Isn't it so great? Don't forget to share your thoughts below the video. We will discuss this series together. I am Michael. See you in the next Go Robots Universe videos. Goodbye.
You also heard the voice of Nico Durrantes as their mysterious employer and Christopher Byron as narrator. Caroline Minks was the sign language consultant. The series was written, recorded, and directed by Beth Crane and Headley Knights of Battlebird Productions. Sound design was by Ilya Viktorov. Produced by Pixonic.